Hello everybody, happy Saturday. Welcome back to Pages and Journeys. I'm Olivia and this is our 24-hour readathon. I woke up so early this morning, not a time that I wanted to be up. It was like 5:50. So we took it a little slow, went downstairs, made a nice coffee, and we have finished On Wings of Blood by Briar Boleyn. This was my current read and it was a fun romancy. I will say the first 150 pages had me very confused. But once I sort of like picked up on where we were going, it was a lot easier to follow. And thankfully I have book 2 ready to go. So let's fill you in. On Wings of Blood is book 1 in the Bloodwing Academy series. We're following Major, who basically wakes up on a pile of corpses and is taken to Bloodwing Academy and the city of Velma. There are 4 ruling houses and the Dracarys family are the ones that found her, so they claim her, and she gets bonded to one of like the most elite high bloods, the one that's going to become the leader eventually, named Blake. She's thrust into this academy. What you wouldn't expect is that she has no memory of where she's from. She knows she's not from this society or this world. She knows that her name, and there's a voice living in her head. Now she's tasked with surviving this deathly academy that people fight to get there for, and there are 2 types of people. You have the Blightborns, who are mortals, who are basic humans, and then you have the Highbloods, who are vampires. And she is now betrothed to one of the most influential vampires ever. There's a lot of subplots going on, and she has to try and survive this academy. She's also deemed a dragon rider, which has not been a thing in so many years, and she's kind of challenging everything that she's learning. She's also a consort, meaning that there is someone else who is betrothed to Blake as well, and let's just say there are a lot of challenges coming her way. I loved that this was split into books as well within the story itself. So there was book 1 through 5. It really helped like give me an idea of break-wise where we were going. And I will say it probably took me to like mid-book 2 to really understand everything. So if you are thinking of picking it up, take it slow. Maybe if it's your first romancy, go to a different one instead. I'd recommend this like for someone that's read a couple. But it was action-packed. It definitely kept me hooked, and I will be picking up the sequel very soon. Book 3 also just came out, so we'll probably add that to my next to pick up from the bookstore list. But it does mean that we are only an hour and a half into this readathon, and today I also really want to make a database in Notion and update my current book collection and do a little bit of an unhaul, because next weekend is the buyback from my local Barnes & Noble, which means I can take up to 50 books in and get a gift card and go shopping, which is going to be my book shopping for the month. Today's plan is to tackle that as well, and then I have some small business stuff to do, which involves a lot of crocheting, so we probably will pick up one of the many audiobooks that I just got in the Audible sale. There is a reel over on Instagram that also you can see just how many I bought as someone that is new to getting into audiobooks. I did also finish Reign of a King last night by Rena Kent. I know I didn't tell you much about it in the Cowboy Romance vlog last week, but this one was a dark romance. It's following Jonathan King, who you know through the Royal Elite series. Highly recommend Rena's like guided reading order, because you really get an idea of like all of the underlying plots, because her whole universe is interconnected. But Jonathan King is a very powerful man who runs a lot of how English society works. His first wife Clarissa unfortunately passed away, and our female main character Aurora is her 11-year younger sister, who has been getting mystery tapes in the post with recordings from her older sister before she died. And now her father is the most notorious serial killer in all of England, and he is locked up, with his solicitor coming to ask Aurora to testify to get him out on parole. She's been in witness protection for so many years because she turned him in. However, now she is on her own and on the run because she no longer trusts the police. Jonathan finds her, and let's just say he has his sights on keeping her for himself. That one also ended on a cliffhanger, so that might be my next audiobook, Rise of a Queen. It's a duology, so I would also finish that. Duology, duet, whatever it is. Reading wise, it's just going to be whatever I'm in the mood for. I think like arc wise, I think I have up to 12 that I need to read by the end of the month. So if I pick anything up on my Kindle, it's going to be one of those. Other than that, let's see where today takes us. Okay, so this is the current database, and you can see at the bottom I have 675 books owned total. And then let's see what we get when we filter it to unread. 308. Less than half. That's a win. Okay, so it's under 50%. Let's do the maths on that and see what it should be. Okay, so it means 46.5% of my TBR is unread, I think. Let's double check that maths. 45.6% of my physical TBR is unread. I was right. So not terrible. It definitely means we can work towards improving that number. But I think with audiobooks and Kindle reading and all of that, I think we should get there. Ideally, I wanted to get that unread TBR below like a certain number this year. What did I put in my reading journal? 225 is what I wanted to get it below, and it's currently at 308. So I don't think that's quite going to happen, but we can try and get as close as physically possible, especially if we knock out a few of the shorter books in here. There is like a couple novellas, I think, or like really quick reads that I could possibly do. We're in April, we know where we need to get to. I thought that was a very fun like little task to see where we were at, and I'm not shocked. Like, I'm not abhorrently shocked. You know, it's still below the 50% mark. That is going to be the aim for the rest of the year, is keep it below the 50%. We'll see if that actually happens. Okay, you guys, it is now 12:45, so it's been a little bit since we last did an update. I decided to finish up that paint by numbers that I've had on the go for a little bit, and I had the audiobook of People Watching by Hannah Bonam, so I decided to pick this one up. And wow, it's packing an emotional punch. I also love that my whole vibe of the cozy outfit we've gone for, these are lounge pants that I got on clearance at Target yesterday, and then my Winnie the Pooh sweatshirt because I just wanted the cozy vibes. Feels right with this book because it's heavy and emotional, but also it has this like light-hearted small town feel to it that it's just uniquely Hannah Bonam. So we are following Prue and Milo. Prue is caretaking for her mum who has Alzheimer's, who is this big bright personality. She's grieving the loss of her while also then having to navigate how to take care of her. She's only 24 and she's in her small town helping her dad run their grocery store / gas station. They are having to face the reality of probably putting her mum in a home. And Prue has kind of put all of her dreams on hold, and she doesn't see it that way anymore because her mum's taken such good care of her up until now. And then we have Milo, who was abused as a child, came from a very rough background, and at 18 left his town and never looked back. He's got 2 other siblings. He's very much a humor guy. Like, he's funny, he's got all of the tattoos and everything, and he's an artist. He's now got this phone call from his brother that he has to come and stay for the next couple of months helping open up a brewery in the same town that Prue is in. And he's not really spent much time with his siblings or back in the same space where he ran away from all those years ago. So obviously it's going to bring up feelings. Him and his siblings have had very different reactions to things. And Hannah announced this week that People Pleasing, which is the next book in this duology coming out later this year, is following Nadia and Alex, who we meet in this because Nadia is Milo's sister and Alex is their older brother's best friend. So based on where I'm listening to, oh wow, I'm further than I thought. So I'm currently 60 pages into this one and absolutely loving it. We also have these little messages in between, or like little poems, and that is from Prue herself, which I really love. So I'm excited to see how these two get together and, you know, their story from here. It's definitely emotional though, so I'm gonna have to like brace myself for the impact. It feels very empowering. It feels very true to like the Messi's mid-20s kind of lifestyle that I'm living through right now. I'm currently in my 20s. Let's keep going. We're also only like 2 hours and a bit into this challenge. I've got a gut feeling we're gonna knock out quite a few books in 24 hours, but let's keep going. Well, we are currently 4 hours into the readathon total, and I thought we'd do a little page count update because I made it 204 pages. So obviously we finished On Wings of Blood by Briar, Boleyn, and that was a total of 216 pages read this morning. Then we listened to People Watching and got 60 pages into this one as well. I have an ARC, very fortunately, thanks to Aura Hayes. So I have been devouring this one. We are 207 pages into it, bringing our total in 4 hours to 478 pages. I'm enjoying this one even more than Loving a Vampire's Total Chaos, which I did not think was going to be the case. Ava is our bright, bubbly sunshine girl who loves everything and anything pink and finds out that she might not be a human. Not only that, you meet a new character called Valen who has been trapped and traumatized for the last several years, and turns out he is Ava's mate. Now, while he is healing from all of his trauma, he moves in with Ava, and Ava is trying to navigate the world with all of the changes going on, accepting who Zav is and his relationship with Celine, all of the changes going on, and the fact that she now has a mate that she never thought was going to happen. When I tell you, the chemistry between these two is just adorable. It's a slow burn, obviously with Valen healing from everything that he's gone through, but just like that patient caretaking side of things, he's also very inexperienced when it comes to like sexual tension and things, and the way that Ava approaches that with him is so gentle. And yeah, I live for the broken boy trope, but broken boy paranormal, I'm obsessed. This is like one of the very, very few paranormal series I have ever read, and I am never giving this series up. It is absolute perfection. So easy to understand. So if you're a beginner who's kind of heard of this but wasn't sure, absolutely give it a go. It's set in like our regular urban world, based around Chicago. There's this whole learning as our female main characters learn about the world around them and the supernatural. And I just am obsessed. This found family is hilarious. The banter, just elite. And the audio is a duet audiobook, so if you are looking for a duet, go and check that one out. But safe to say, this has a chokehold on me, and no doubt I will finish it before we fall asleep tonight. I'm probably about 50% of the way through. There's 402 pages in this one. Speaking of which, I did also get a new app to track my reading, and I'm really, really enjoying it. It's Fable. I know a lot of people already use Fable. I had never explored it, and I'm really enjoying it, especially because of the I Read A Day. You can actually get a widget on iPhones, and it shows you like, have you read today? Oh, you've got this long of a streak, and it is making my heart so happy. It's motivated me to read every single day. I love checking it off. I love that I can track my progress on each of my books, so I can have multiple marked as currently reading, and it will say, I've read this book today, and have you read this one yet? Are you going to finish this one? It's so much fun. I don't quite understand like all of the reviews. I know I can do like 0.25 and 0.75 stars. So far I've just been sticking to the 1 through 5 regular rating scale. Speaking of which, I do need to go and catch up on reviews tonight or tomorrow, depending on how I'm feeling. Having so much fun with this challenge and just reading in general. We have been reading for 6 hours. We are 25% of the way through this challenge. It's currently 9 o'clock, and I let myself pick a new physical book this morning because my obligated reads are all on my Kindle, and I finished one yesterday, so as my reward, this is what we're picking up. I started Give Me Butterflies this morning, and last night I finished Loving a Witch is Totally Foolish with like 35 minutes to go until I hit the 18th hour. So I read for 35 minutes and I got 60 pages into this one. My only question is, why aren't more people talking about this book? Because I am kicking my feet, squealing obsessed. It is Grumpy Sunshine, science-based. We're following Millie and Finn. He is a single guardian with these two adorable twin 5-year-old girls. They are absolutely adorable. But basic premise of this is Millie and Finn work at the National Science Museum together. He is an astronomer and she is an entomologist, so working with insects and bugs and butterflies, and she wants to take over the new director position, so she applied. He is the director of the astronomy department and is on the interview panel. They've had a couple of run-ins already, Like, she is sunshine personified and he is grumpy, but also has been through a lot. So I think there's a little bit of the broken boy aspect in this. Let's just say they can't stop running into each other. Millie is also very accident prone, so it's just adorable. I'm loving their chemistry so far. The like side characters in this too. I love Millie's support system, like her family, and then her best friend Lena, who is like pushing her to admit that she really does like Finn. So I'm having a grand old time. Very quick, easy read. Gillian has me hooked immediately, so safe to say we will be flying through this one. It's also relatively short. It is just over 350 pages, so we'll see how much time I get to read today. I do really need to catch up on some admin work for Pages and Journeys. We also need to catch up about Loving a Witch is Totally Foolish. Forgot about that for a minute. So I finished this one last night and I did really enjoy it. There is an overarching plot across the entire series, so you do have to read it in order. And with that, I feel like we're finally getting somewhere. It's just taking a little bit longer. I loved the new characters introduced and the setup for book 3. I cannot wait for that one. Ava and Valon's relationship is my favorite in the series so far. I love their dynamic. But yeah, I think the pacing was just a little bit off in the second half. Like, we got so much in the first half and I feel like it could have maybe been a little bit shorter. But still had a grand old time with it. Can't wait for book 3. Thank you so much, Aura Hayes, for the arc of this one. It's Sunday night. It's like 8 something. I'm about to do some planning for the week because we just took our Sunday night shower and we're feeling very inspired and motivated, but we're almost at the 10-hour mark. I will do a full update for you when we get there. We just have to talk about Give Me Butterflies for a minute because I've read this entire book today. It is perfect. One of my like biggest surprise 5-star favorites of 2026. Just a book that is going to live with me for ages. If you know anything about me, you know I love the love after loss trope, and this is done in like a slightly different way because he lost his sister and is now guardian to his 2 nieces. But the little like family dynamic that built up between Millie, Finn, Eloise and Avery, her big family background with the bubbliness and like the true familial support and love versus him not having that, the chemistry between them, the slow burn, the pining, the yearning, the like tension-filled moments. She is the moment. She is perfect. She has me absolutely screaming giddy. 5-star plus. Absolutely love her. Needs a prize place on my shelf. I need more of you to pick this up immediately. How I have seen like no one talk about this book feels criminal. Can you tell how much I love it by how like aggression heavy I'm being with it? Because I just love it. I could read it a million times over. Obsessed. Like, completely got lost in Millie and Finn's story today. I'm in awe of it. I'm in awe of it. I need every Gillian Meadows book on the planet. Also the fact that this was a debut. We just need a moment of silence for the genius that is this book. We are about to pop into the library. Why? Because I felt like an impromptu visit on the way home after picking up my prescriptions. I have gotten myself my free modification coffee of the morning. It's a vanilla sweet cream cold brew with the caramel salted cold foam protein one in here. So we're gonna drink this. I really love my outfit today. And guess who was in the library? This is a very impromptu visit. I'm not expecting to see anything major. My town library is small and sometimes a little outdated with the like romance and adult stuff, but we can go be curious and see what they've got. I haven't read any more today. My goal is to finish the 24-hour timer by Wednesday or Thursday, so we'll see how well we do with that, especially with like the 2+ hours of reading I'm hopefully going to get at work this week. It is a rainy, miserable day here, so I'm thinking of maybe letting a little boy and Annie outside and we do muddy puddles today. We'll see. But yeah, let's go explore the library together. Guys, we have such a haul. Oh my god. Okay, first a sip of coffee because we were in there a hot minute. It's now 10:48. Okay, so we discovered a whole new section of the library. I didn't know they had like a new book section, but they do, and it's right as I walk in on the right, and I've never been in there. They have so many books in there, and just like browsing the shelves and stuff, I was so impressed. So we did in fact haul a bunch of books. Now these are due back May 4th, so I've got plenty of time with them, and most of them are going to be pretty quick reads. First up, they had Leather and Lock and Sight and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver, who's actually coming to town very, very soon. This is books 2 and 3 in the Ruinous Love trilogy. I read Butcher and Blackbird, enjoyed it, but didn't like love it. Maybe because I wasn't in an audiobook mood, so we're going to try physically reading these. Then I still read a couple of YA. I love Lynn Painter's YA, and K.L. Walther is my other favourite, and the only one I don't own is While We're Young. And this is set in Philly, which is where I used to live. So we are absolutely going to be reading this. And they had the sprayed edge version. I just couldn't resist it. Now, an author that I'm trying again because I did not love the debut book of theirs and didn't continue the series and didn't love the set of novellas that they put out right around the same time. However, my friends have bullied me enough, so we're trying them again. It's Ali Hazelwood. I loved Bride and Mate, so maybe I'll love these. I got Not in Love and Problematic Summer Romance, so these should be fun. It's a duology. Hopefully I love it. And then lastly, a book that I've been putting off buying. I really need to just get a set because I loved book 1. Again, the audio. I think I have the audio on hold through my library, but we'll see. Curto by Nevessa Allen. I've heard very mixed things about this, but I mean, I loved book 1. How much worse can book, like, I don't think it's going to be bad. He's a walking red flag. I mean, book 3 just came out, so I might put a hold on that at the library too. But yeah, there's no way I'm not going to enjoy this, so I had to snag it when I saw it. And that's the haul for today. I do want to put a hold on The Night We Met by Abby Jimenez because I'm only going to buy the paperback version, and Funny Story by Emily Henry. I have not read an Emily Henry release since Happy Place, so I also need Great Big Beautiful World. I think that's what it's called. So we might go home and put holds on those. I also saw People Watching by Hannah Bonam Young in there, which was funny because that's the audiobook I'm currently listening to. But yeah, really impressed by the library. And hopefully if I need something to like bust a slump or to stop my book buying, now I'm going to be in school again, we're going to be visiting a little bit more often. There's so many in my area, like each town has their own, but they're all connected under the county. So I could actually go to any and check any books out, which would be fun. I might visit the one that's like in a very nice little town with a coffee shop in it. Actually, it's a Starbucks, but there's like another coffee shop down the road and I can go down the canal. So maybe we'll try that at some point. But safe to say I've got plenty more to add to read in the next 14 hours on that timer. I have the iPad here with me. As you can see, we have 14 hours on the timer left to go, which means we have been reading for 10 hours. Reading update wise, let's do a page count check-in. We are at 1,211 pages read. That's from the 200 something odd that we finished with On Wings of Blood, the 402 page book of Loving a Witch is Totally Foolish. I am 78 pages into Whisper Sweet Nothing, which we need to chat about. Then we are also reading People Watching by Hannah Bonam Young, and I am 131 pages into that one. And then finally, I did read Give Me Butterflies yesterday, and that is a whopping 384 pages read on top of everything. We are hitting our stride with this. So tonight is a gorgeous evening outside, and I'm thinking of doing a little walk. It's currently 7:45. I'm thinking of doing like 45-minute, half an hour walk while reading on my Kindle, and we are going to start whatever the heck I feel like. There's a whole bunch on here and I don't know what I want to pick up. I really should continue All for Love by Willow Aster. I'm just not in the mood for it. Like, it's a quirky small town and I'm already reading Whisper Sweet Nothing. Hello you guys, we are now officially halfway through this readathon. I was able to read the rest of All for Love, but let's talk about it. This for me was a very fun quick read. Willow Aster writes quirky small town romances, like very quintessential core of what the genre is. This one is set in Windy Harbour, kind of like Lake Superior vibes, but we are following Dylan and Dahlia in this one. She's a single mom headed back home for a break on her own, and they get snowed in a cabin together only to find out that they are from rival families. So it's a big no-no because her dad absolutely despises his dad, and it's been a feud for a few years now. And this man's ruthless. So when I started walking on Monday, I was 100 pages in, And then I finished the entire rest of it during that walk. So I ended up walking for like an hour. And this is 338 pages long. I have read a smidge more of Whisper Sweet Nothings by Laura Pavlov. I want to say I'm like 120 pages into that now, so maybe another 40. And then I did do some listening to People Watching by Hannah Bonam Young. And this one we are 154 pages into, so not too much more than last time. Now, let's see what our page total is, because I feel like halfway through is a good point to do the maths for this. That brings our page count to 1,502 pages in 12 hours. That's pretty impressive. Now, as for this evening, I have some last minute admin stuff to get done before nursing school. I literally just went and got my flu shot tonight for it. So I want to submit the last of my paperwork and finish up some compliance bits for that. I also have a CPR course that I need to finish up the stimulations for before I take the actual test. You guys will be coming along for that. We are going to go do our CPR certification, and then we are headed to the Syracuse Mets baseball game. We'll meet Rebecca Jenchak again, we'll see, and then Stephanie Archer will also be going, and Grace Riley, that's the other author. So I will probably have a ton of audiobook time then, but as for this evening, I want to listen to some more of People Watching and hopefully try and finish Whisper Sweet Nothing, because I really want to move on to No Place Like Home or some other book. Tomorrow night will be plenty of reading time because we're working late, so that won't be an issue, but yeah. Let's see where the rest of this vlog takes us. Hello you guys, we are about to head out. It is currently 11:30 on Friday and we have 6 hours left on our reading challenge. So I don't know if we're going to finish it tonight. I'm going to try and listen to an audiobook while I drive. So we're heading out over to Syracuse to go and get that done. And then I have a baseball romance night with actually and a couple of my friends, Amanda and Tara. We are going to go to the Syracuse Mets and watch the game tonight with the VIP team, which means that we get to see Stephanie Archer, Rebecca Jenchak, and Grace Riley. And if we're the first 50 people there, we get an arc of Yes Chef. You bet we're showing up early. We'll have 3 hours to kill in between then, so we might go shopping, we might go get a book. I have some food with me, we've got drinks, let's go get a coffee and hit the road. Good morning, you guys. If you can see grumpy tiny dog over there, it is currently 8 something in the morning. It's taken me longer to read 24 hours than I would have thought. So we have 6 hours left of this readathon. And last night was the Syracuse hot dogs and something romance night at the Syracuse Mets, which was really fun. Kelly actually puts on some amazing events and we had the best time. I went with my friends Amanda and Tara, and we saw Stephanie Archer, Grace Riley, and Rebecca Jenchak again. Rebecca came to a hockey night in Syracuse and they are top tier. I love those hockey nights. The baseball night was so good too. And we got to sit inside, there was food, there was drinks. Let me go grab, because we also went shopping yesterday. Why not add in a little bit of a haul while Blue decides to be sassy as ever? Page count wise, we'll do an update later. I don't have it in me to do maths right now because I got back here at like 11 o'clock last night. So I'm a very sleepy girl. We have made our iced cookie dough latte of the morning. I will say I am loving the instant coffee iced version. I don't think I'll use it hot, but for iced coffees, she's amazing. That first sip of coffee after a late night hits so well. Reading updates, I didn't read anything yesterday. I did pass my CPR test, which is great. But yeah, didn't read a whole lot, and the Barnes & Noble in Destiny Mall was really disappointing, but we did have some success at other shops. I read some of Power Play yesterday morning, so I'm 215 pages into that now. I'm planning on finishing this morning, and then today we have our buyback with Barnes & Noble, so we will be heading over there this afternoon to drop off some of our books that we don't want anymore, like an unhaul pile. Sorry, the lighting with the thing is very weird right now, but once we've dropped off those books we get a gift card, and I have an idea of some of the books I want to get, but I did get a few last night, so let me run and grab the bags and we'll do a full-on haul. Okay, so from the Mets game, because I got the VIP ticket, we did get this really big bag And let me flip you around so you can actually see it. Okay, so first up, we got this giant stack of sticky notes. So it just says, thank you, you're amazing. And then it's got Syracuse Mets printed on the side of it. This is massive, like absolutely massive. But it is a Syracuse Mets hat with the little toggles on it. And it's all like fur lined on the inside. So that's pretty fun. And this was like the best thing in here. We got these little prompt cards from the local library organization, Friends of the Central Library, which is what their library is. So they come with like all of these little like prompts that you can write about, or if you need help with book reviews. I think they're really great. Okay, so each bag came with a book. You either got Grace Riley's, Rebecca Jenshak's, or Stephanie Archer's. So for Rebecca, it was Keeping Score, which is book 1, I think, of Moonshot Hockey. I know book 2 is already out. And then with Grace's, you got First Down. And then with Stephanie's, you would get Wild Card. And that's what I happened to get. This is the last book in the Vancouver Storm series, and I am so excited about it. This one is The Coach. It's a single dad 2, I think. I did get it personalized. Aww. And Stephanie was so much fun. I loved chatting to her. Then, because we were one of the first 50 people here, we got Arcs of Yes Chef by Grace Riley. So this is going to be out in July of this year from Avon. And I'm really excited about it. He's a tattooed chef. She is an influencer turned chef. Grumpy Sunshine, Forced Proximity, Friends with Benefits, Opposites Attract. So this is going to be really fun to read. I've heard amazing things about it so far. To get it signed too, and I'm cracking up because I've just realised Grace has done always and crossed out Yes Chef. It's just always Chef, and I think that's so cute. Oh, I cannot wait to read this one. So, and it's just like such a fun summary cover. Bloozers, stop having a crash out. You've been a pain last night. Then I did buy 2 books. So first up, I didn't have a book from Rebecca, and I needed one because I have Wildcat upstairs already signed by her. And then I have the Eternal Embers editions of the first 2 in the series. So I needed this one, and now I have it. I thought it was so appropriate being the baseball cover and everything too. So I did happen to get this one personalized because it came signed, and this is from actually, and it's a one night stand that's supposed to be no complications. Turns out he's the new hotshot pitcher of the team, and she's a single mum, and her daughter loves him, and he's the poster boy for her rival bookstore. So I think it's going to be a fun time. I gotta look at the series though. Which one am I missing? I'm also cracking up because the female main character is called Olivia too. Comeback is the one that I'm currently missing. So we will go on a series binge and maybe pick up Comeback too. It is also on Kindle Unlimited, but I really loved the cover of this one. And then lastly, Amanda picked up the entire series, and since I have the buyback today, I thought maybe I'll go and pick up the rest of them then. But there was one cover that was selling so fast and it's been out of stock everywhere, so I happened to grab it while I could see it, and it is The Wingman, which is the 3rd book in the series. I love her purple hair. And this one is extroverted NHL player with secret feelings for his coach's shy best friend, which is going to be so fun. So newly single Darcy Anderson needs to gain her confidence in relationships, and who's going to help her? Hayden Owens, the hottest defenseman in the pro hockey, her outgoing best friend, and her new dating coach. Hayden teaches her the art of being a player, but convinces her to practice with him. They've been friends for years, but their flirting lessons and practice kisses push the bounds of friendship. They're roommates, but sleeping in the same bed. He buys her a toy as a favor and helps her use it. All that relationship stuff Hayden's always avoided, he doesn't seem to mind it anymore. Rule number 1 of being a player is no attachments, but when Hayden sees her picking up other guys, he's jealous enough that Darcy wonders maybe her wingman's been waiting all along. I'm so excited about this. So we need to pick up the rest of the series. Dell normally never misses, and Stephanie was just like the kindest. Cannot wait to read these. And then I did also get this personalized as well. So, yay! And then this was from Ink and Paper, and they had these really cute little bookish baseball hearts. So I couldn't quite resist as well getting one of these, because you got it when you bought a book, so we had to have one of them. Okay, so that was the bookish event haul. Now we can do more of a shopping haul. Okay, so I got some serious deals yesterday. Like, I spent under $50 on all of this. So first up, I did go to Five Below because it was like one of the first places I saw when I walked in, and I got these Winnie the Pooh socks. So these I don't know if I'm going to be able to open it up enough to show you if it will fully, but it's Winnie the Pooh reading a book, which was too appropriate. And then these are just yellow ones with his little face and strawberries, but these were like $2, so we had to get these. And then this is the cutest little shirt. It's a little Winnie the Pooh like baby tee, and it just has this little screen printed design on. I love it. I honestly could possibly wear this today with like brown leggings and a jacket. Might be the vibe. And this was $6, like great prices. Then I did sneak into Aerie as well, because I've really been loving the flannel shirt I wore yesterday from them, and I bought that ages ago and I wear it literally every week, if not multiple times. And then I have a green quarter zip by them, like quarter button up sweatshirt that I live in too. I have become obsessed with their stuff, and it lasts so long. It just gets cozier after every wash. Big fan. So I was able to get this very cute blue sweatshirt, which I don't really wear too much blue, but I really like the color and I thought it might work for my skin tone. We'll see. But this was literally $8 because it was on a 40% off clearance, and then I got 20% off on top of that. So that was great. So I really was thrilled with this, and it's like a thinner material, so it'll be great for summer and spring, and just like a very cute little chuck on layer. And I like that it's a little more slouchy in the neckline, so that was a big win. And then I also happened to sneak into Old Navy and had some success there. So I have a couple of their tank tops like this. I have one that's like a brown color and I love it, so I picked it up in this red because it was $10 yesterday, and I definitely get $10 of use. Like this color with some linen trousers, like the classic tan linen trousers, would be really pretty. And then I also picked it up in this green color because I can wear this with jeans, I can wear it with like black trousers, white trousers. I tend to wear more of like the trouser look in the summer because I don't love wearing shorts just with my legs and everything. Not my favorite. So we have these two. I don't luck out with jeans. Being 5'10" and having all leg, it's very hard for me to find jeans that fit great everywhere, and I was able to find 2 pairs yesterday. So, and right now I'm currently wearing the same pair of jeans all the time. So we have these slightly more like well-washed ones that look a little bit more like vintagey in colorway. There's like a little bit of warmth running through them, but I am obsessed with them. These are the mid-rise slouchy straight leg, and I got them in a size 8. They're a tiny bit too big, but these were down to $14, and they're in the tall, so they are long enough, which is a big win. And then this pair I thought was so cute for spring, and they have just a little bit of extra detail, so when I wear like a very plain shirt with them, it still feels like I put effort into my outfit and it's a little more elevated. And it's this pair of like slightly darker wash jeans, the extra high-rise straight jeans. Apparently I like straight jeans. But they have these little like distressed pieces that look like little flowers all on them. And I thought it was very cute. So this was fitting into my summer vibe. And then especially for like springtime, I'm probably gonna wear these today, and I might wear the Winnie the Pooh shirt with them, or I could wear one of the tank tops with them. I think those could be really cute. So yeah, that was the successful little haul. Okay, you guys, it is much later on Saturday. It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And that's right, we've been back at the library. I had some holds come in, and I have the perfect theme for next week's vlog. So excited for that. We picked up Funny Story by Emily Henry. Kind of surprised it's a paperback, not gonna lie. But excited to have this one in my hands to give a go. Deep End by Ellie Hazelwood that everyone keeps yelling at me to read. So we're gonna have this to give a go as well. It's chunky, over 400 pages long. I didn't realize she was so long. I thought she was shorter than this. Brilliant. This is gonna be fun. Then the last one is Tourist Season by Bryn Weaver. Again, another one I'm excited for. Know barely anything about, but desperate to pick up and binge. So next week's vlog is going to be really, really fun. I'm loving my outfit today too. Put on my jeans that I got yesterday that kind of look like mini distressed flowers. Obsessed. And it's working with the denim jackets. We've kind of gone Canadian tuxedo, but not a ton. We are now heading to Bath and Body Works because I really, really want a specific candle. Two ideally if they do the single wick of it. But I'm ready to run a couple of little errands there, and then we're going to Barnes & Noble because it is buyback day. And I have more authors that I want to put on my authors. That's the wrong word. I've got more books I want to put on hold at the library too. I'm feeling very second chancey right now with books, and like the library is going to be huge because of nursing school. I don't want to be buying a ton of books. I'm really trying to actually clear out my collection because I have so many. So the 50 in the back are going, and I'm pretty much prepping for May to drop off another 50, but it's fine. This is taking so much longer than I thought. Blue is coming to snuggle and we have 1 hour left on our timer. We are 100 pages into What Happens in Amsterdam. I'm really enjoying this one. We'll chat about it at the end because I'm not going to finish it in the next hour, but I do want to try and get a little bit further. Very much enjoying. I have missed Rachel and Solomon's writing. However, it is single POV and I haven't missed that. I love dual POVs, so I kind of wish that was in here, but it's fine. Let's pick it up and keep going. And in classic me fashion, I forgot to wrap up the end of this video. So let's get into exactly how much we read over 24 hours. Now, the behind the scenes of this is that vlog was filmed over the entirety of April, solely because we had some big life things come up, health things come up, that it made it harder to vlog the entire thing in 1 week. I will be retrying this 24-hour challenge. I still want to give you guys a very solid recap of the month. Okay, so first up we finished On the Wings of Blood by Briar. Yes, by Briar, and that one was 216 pages. Then we started People Watching by Hannah Boehm Young. The impact that this book has had on me. I have been having nightmarish dreams or just like bad dreams about my family being impacted by Alzheimer's, what it was like to be in Prue's situation. Milo's character is shown up in my dreams. Like, this book has been in my subconscious and it will not get out. I've read it like a month ago by the time I'm filming this clip. I have not stopped thinking about it. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. The audio was fantastic too. I really, really love Hannah Boehm Young's books and the way that she writes and how she crafts her characters. It was just top tier. Then we read Loving a Witch is Totally Foolish, and that was 402 pages. After that was probably my favorite book of this readathon, which was Give Me Butterflies by Gillian Meadows. Every time I think about this book, I just smile. Absolutely brilliant. Loved it. More people need to read it. Criminally underhyped. Fantastic book. I forgot to tell you page numbers for these two. People Watching is 329 pages and Give Me Butterflies was 353. Let's not talk about the fact that I trusted the Goodreads numbers. This will be the correct final page count number as well. Then All for Love, I was 100 pages into and ended up finishing the whole thing. So that was 238 pages total. Again, read on my Kindle, very, very quick read. If you want quirky small towns with like the very classic, almost sitcom style writing, you should pick up Willow's books. We also finished Whisper Sweet Nothings, which means we did finish the Rosewood River series, and this one wasn't my favorite in the series. 341 pages. It's a single dad nanny romance where she moves in to their like casita, small house kind of situation in his back garden. He has had a really terrible nanny throughout the entire series. Classic banter. You know what you're getting with Laura Pavlov's books. They are funny, they are sweet, found family vibes, and I think she's very good at sticking to what you know from her. I had a little bit of an issue with the third act conflict. I felt like there were some things missing from this one. So overall, solid book from her, but not my favorite. And then we have a couple of books that we have not talked about yet. So we have Power Play by Chelsea Chelsea Curto. We're not talking about the fact that my copy is really damaged. Thank you for ordering it from Amazon, because I panicked and worried that I wasn't going to be able to get an indie version of it. We're going to keep it for now. Am I bummed about the corner? Yes. This was brilliant. I was already 107 pages into it. If you saw, I was reading it during the cowboy romance vlog. That was very fun. My friend Keely had it and she's like, go read this. I was like, okay. Loved this book. It's following Piper, who is divorced from a really terrible ex. She is also the reporter that wants to be rinkside but deals with a lot of misogyny at work. Liam is our very, very grumpy goalie who has always been in hockey, very closed off kind of guy. He and Piper end up striking up this deal of being friends with benefits because she wants to learn more about being in the bedroom, gain some confidence, all of that, and he agrees because he needs a date to his sister's wedding in Spain after having a very nosy family. Their banter is hilarious. I love that there are so many like subtle quiet moments between them when they only understand each other. This had me kicking my feet, squealing, giggling. My favorite in the series so far. I love Liam Sullivan. I think he's going to be my favorite MMC in the series. Cannot recommend this enough. It is going traditionally published with Atria, I believe, so run and grab this one while you can. I had 377 pages of this to read, and I did finish that before the timer went off. Then the last book I decided to pick up was very, very spring-like, and it is What Happens in Amsterdam by Rachel Lynn Solomon. Clearly we are trying to fall in love with more traditionally published books, but this one I got 229 pages in before the timer went off, and then I did go ahead and finish it. I really enjoyed. I had a very, very fun time. We are following Danny and Vota in this one. Was a foreign exchange student living in the US with Danny's family in high school. They started a relationship, thought they could do the long distance thing when he went back, and he ended things through a text. She was heartbroken over it and has kind of kept everyone else at a distance since. Well, now she's in her 30s. She's like, what the heck am I doing with my life? I'm unhappy, but I'm also like not sure what I want. So she thinks, I'm going to take a job in Amsterdam, only to show up, have her apartment be flooded, crash her bike into her ex-boyfriend, and her job also falls through. So now she's got 90 days to find a new job on a visa. He has an issue with inheriting the one house that has truly been his home, and he loves it to pieces. So when Danny moves in and he saves her from her terrible apartment, he suggests, why don't you and I get married? Then that way you can stay in the country longer and I can inherit this house that means the world to me. So they have a marriage of convenience. Can we just talk about the art print too? It's gorgeous. Because Rachel Lynn Solomon moved to Amsterdam, I love that we were learning the country through her lens as being like someone that's moved and is living there. I loved seeing the past of their relationship, how Danny and Vota went different ways, the amount of Dutch that was incorporated. I really felt like I was seeing it through a non-tourist eyes. If you need a book that's also got really good mental health representation and grief representation, this is a book you need in your life. So that brings our total to 2,108 pages in 24 hours. That also means that the rough amount of pages I'm reading per hour was 88, which I'm not mad about by any means. I think we got quite a bit read considering, you know, everything else going on. So if you enjoyed this video and want to see more of it, feel free to like and let me know down below in the comments what books you want to see or what twists you'd want to see do this challenge with. And if you want to stick around to see some more bookish content, go ahead and click the subscribe button, and I will see you next Saturday with a brand new vlog. And yes, it might just involve those library books. Bye!